So this 25th chapter,
Yeah.
25 page. Okay. Okay, so this is basically upper bound and lower bound. This you haven't learned in 0607. So this, so this is the VA. VA means what? Actual. And V is approximate. VA is approximate and VE means, so if the actual or exact value is V and the approximate value is VA, then the VA is approximate and V is exact. Okay. So whatever is actual value, that is your E, and what is the approximate, that is your A. So
Okay.
VA minus V upon V. Okay. So
Got
in that question as well, that came in your exam, right?
Yeah.
So they asked that question in some different format. 1 minute, if I'll check if I have that question.
So I think you might have the question on WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah. You have right now with you easily available. Otherwise, I'll open 1 minute.
No, sir. We don't get the question paper afterwards.
Okay, fine, fine. I have 1 minute. So one value is exact and one value is approximate. So always remember this formula only: VA minus VE upon VE, where E is exact and A is approximate. So VA minus VE upon VE. So this VV, so V means exact. So E for exact. Okay. So in whatever way they ask question, so they'll confuse you sometime. They'll say approximate. So A as a actual you can say. So this is the confusion. In exact means you can say estimate. So they can confuse with this as well. Okay, they'll say as they'll use the word estimate and actual. So you have to you don't have to get confused. Your formula is what? VA minus VE upon V. So E is what? Exact. That's it. And A is approximate. So whatever the in question is given, you have to use this one only. Okay.
Okay, so
Write down the formula somewhere, or otherwise take a pic. Otherwise, write it down only. So
yeah.
you'll, yeah. Yeah, I got that question. Yeah, this is the question. You got it?
Yeah.
So here in this case, what is approximate and what is exact?
Uh, approximate is 2000 and exact is 2590.
Yeah, and what is the formula?
VA minus VE.
Mm.
And for the second one, it's VA minus VE upon VE into 100.
Yeah, so one is absolute error and one is uh, percentage error.
So the exact value is the one, it's the denominator, right?
Yeah, exact value is denominator.
Okay, should I calculate it, so?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it 22.78%?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Now, so you got the concept. Now let's do one question. Okay, try the fifth one. 1 minute, let me check. It's 1D and you're doing fifth one.
So which one?
Fifth one.
Yeah, okay.
So what is the answer for 5A?
Wait 1 second. So you have to round it off, right? It's 72.
Yeah, right.
72.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I have the answers. A is 72,
Yeah,
B is 6,120,
yeah,
C is 77.08,
yeah, right,
D is 6.59,
right.
E is no,
Okay,
F is 7,650.
right. So you know this chapter well.
Yeah.
And you wanna do one more questions or can
Yeah,
we?
can we do one more question just so
Okay, fine. We'll do the difficult one now.
yeah.
Okay, the C part is a maximum percentage error. So you have to compare both the errors and find which one is maximum. So you have to find the upper boundary and lower boundary. Okay, you have to use this. So can you try the 10th question?
Oh wait, so could you go up to the example again?
Okay. See here, the area, first you have to use this measurement to estimate the area of the square. So 22 into 22, estimate the area. B, what? Find the boundary values of the area of the square. So boundary values will be lower boundary is 21.5 into 21.5 and upper boundary is 22.5 into 22.5. So you got upper boundary and lower boundary. Okay.
So it's
Then
point 0.5. Okay.
So zero point 0.5 down and zero point 0.5 up. So in this case, in C part, hence find the maximum percentage error in this estimate. So maximum percentage error. So what you have to do, see, approximates minus S exact. So approximate to
So how do you know how do you assume the exact area?
the lower boundary is exact. They are taking for low. For so you have to find a 2% error. Okay, in that one will be maximum and one will be minimum.
Okay,
So
yeah.
first you have to take the lower boundary and you have to find, so 484 minus 462.25 upon 462.25, so where the percentage error is 4.71, and here in the max, the upper boundary, you have to take 484, that is exact. Okay, sorry, approximate, because he,
Okay, yeah, got it. I understood, sir.
yeah, a means approximate. So A minus V into 100. Yeah. So now try the 10th one.
Okay, 10th one.
Otherwise, try the ninth one. I'll show you the example as well. Okay. Can
Oh
you
no,
see?
that's okay. I can try.
Okay. To try the 10th one.
So could you scroll up for a second?
That's why I told you to do ninth one. Otherwise, try the ninth one.
No, so I'm halfway through anyways. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So you got it?
1 second. So I'm just
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So okay, yeah, I have the answers.
Yeah, what's the answer?
So the estimation is 251.33.
Yeah,
The lower boundary is 173.18.
right.
The upper boundary is 349.89.
Yeah, right.
And then the maximum percentage error is 45.13.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it, or you on now next chapter now?
Yeah. So I'll just get my textbook and see what chapter I need to do.
Yeah, because I know you learned this chapter, you did this chapter, the this one, direct and inverse variation A and B part.
Yeah. Can we do that? So.
Yeah, because yeah, this is because this B part is difficult, A part
Yeah.
is easy. Yeah.
Okay. Then we can do that.
This is basically we did variation in international math. It's the same like that. Okay, only the difficulty level is little bit high when it comes to the percentage and all that. I'll show you that as well. So basically, see direct variation. So you have for this exam you have only direct variation. So direct variation is basically uh, directly proportional. You did this in um International Math 0607 as well. So y is directly proportional to x. So I can say y is equal to kx. So where k is a constant.
Yeah, we did this very briefly in like IG.
Huh. But here, this is the next level, okay? In
Okay.
IG, the questions are like easy, but right now they'll, you know, difficult over here. So if x is double from 1 to 2, y is also double from 3 to 6. So if x changes from 1 to 2, y is multiplied by 2, so 3 2s are 6. And if x is triple by 2 to 6, so x is tripled by 2 to 6, then y is also tripled by 6 to 80.
Okay.
Okay, so that means they are directly proportional. So first we'll see the graph, how the directly proportional graph look like. So if you say y is directly proportional to x, so y is equal to kx, where k is a constant. Okay, and when k is constant, the line always starts from 0, okay,
Okay.
origin, and the gradient will be k, that is constant. So when y is graph against x, the graph is a straight line with a gradient k and which passes through the origin. So it passes through the origin and it will go straight, so y is equal to kx. Okay, so always the graph will be like this. And here is also, if p is directly proportional to x, first you have to complete this table. So 1 2 3 4 5, so 1 become 2, 2 become 3. So here what they are saying, the table lengths alongside shows the relationship between the side length and the square and its perimeter. So length of a square and its perimeter. So this become 1 4. So 1 4s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are 12, and 5 4s are 20. So first you have to find the gradient. Gradient is like this. And then with the help of gradient, you have to find the equation, that is formula of the p and x. So in this case, I'll say you have to use the proportional. So suppose y is equal to kx, 1 and 4. So 4 is equal to k into 1. So k is equal to 4. So your formula is y is equal to kx. So in this case, p is your y axis and x is your k. So p is equal to 4x. So if you say the second part, you will put p is equal to 4 into 2.
Yeah.
So you will
Okay.
get this as 8. Okay, same way it goes on. Okay. So this is the example. So now, which graph is directly proportional graph?
B.
Yeah, that's easy. And
Oh wait,
then,
that's Y. It's Y.
yeah,
Cause
B is the answer.
but so B isn't starting at 0, is it?
Oh, sorry. D is the answer because it's
Yeah.
starting from origin. Yeah,
B.
D is the answer. Okay, even I overlooked. Okay, so D is the answer because it's starting from origin. So always the graph will start from origin. So answer is D.
Okay, got it.
So can you do the third one?
Third one, okay.
Yeah. No need to draw. You have to give me the B part and C part.
Mm. So could you scroll up to the example ones? Yeah, okay. So I have the answer for C, and I kind of know the answer for B, but I don't understand how to like frame it.
Okay, okay. That you will you have to just show the find the K and then you have to write it. That's it.
Okay,
So
so
what is
I
constant?
have it.
So what is the answer for C? Give me the answer for C only.
Is C equals to 15W?
Okay, so that's easy, I know. But now, as per that, can you try the fifth one now? Fifth one is difficult. So it's basically what y is equal to kx.
Yeah, okay.
So if x is double, what will the impact on y?
Y will be divided by 2.
No, y will be doubled as well.
Okay.
Okay, because they are directly proportional. Directly proportional means what? See, if y is increasing, x will also increase. So it's like if in summer season temperature goes up, so if temperature goes up, ice cream sales also goes up. Okay, cold drink sales also goes up. So they are, directly proportional. If temperature goes down, the ice cream sales also go down, cold drink sales also go down. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, so they are directly proportional. Okay, they impact each other. So in temperature, in the inverse proportional is like temperature goes up, the tea sale goes down. Okay, tea, coffee sales goes down, or whatever the hot beverages sales goes down. But if
Okay.
temperature goes down, okay, so hot beverages sales go up, so they are inversely proportional. Okay, so temperature and hot beverages are inversely proportional, and temperature and cold beverages are directly proportional. Got it?
Yeah. So,
That's the
so
same
wouldn't
way.
it all just be like if y is doubled, if x is doubled, y is doubled. If x is divided by 3, y is divided by 3.
And in B part, if y is multiplied by 6, x is multiplied by 6. But what is about D now?
D. Wouldn't it also increase by 20?
Yeah, fine. And so it's same. And what is F?
Uh, y would, x would also increase by 10?
Yeah. Okay, can you look at the example or can you try the eighth one?
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll explain you. This is basically you did this in 060 International Maths. So here they are doing it directly. So instead of using this way, you can use your International Maths way. That's also easy. Okay. So in International Maths way, what you used to do? So P and T. So P is directly proportional to T. That means P is equal to KT. So P and T is given. So here it's P is 70 and K into T is 5. So K is what basically K is 17 upon 5. Okay. K is 17 upon 5. So you have to use that K, and now you have to find the when P is 60, what is T? So again the same formula, P is equal to KT. So instead of K I write P is equal to 17 upon 5T. But right now I know P is 60, so 60 is equal to 17 upon 5T. Got it? So T is equal to 60 into 5 upon 70. Okay. So
Okay.
that is your answer. That is 7.6 if you put it in Calci.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So same way, I'm not deleting this. So same way, can you do the 8th one, 8A and 8B?
Yes, sir, I got it.
What's the answer?
A is 72
Yeah, and B?
and B is 8.75.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try the 12th one.
Okay. Yeah, so I got it. So,
Yeah, what's the answer?
I got 366 for A.
Yeah, right. And B?
3.44.
Right. Okay. So now the last part, that is now powers in direction. So now this will be, suppose this is a area is equal to 4 pi r square for this hemisphere. So that means area is directly proportional to r square. Okay, when where 4 pi is your k, that is constant. Fine. So same way, suppose y is equal to 2x cube upon 7. So 2 upon 7 is the constant. So k is 2 upon 7. So y is directly proportional to x cube. So where 2 upon 7 is common. Got it?
Yeah.
So in 1a, I can say a is directly proportional to r square where k is pi, that is constant. Fine. Same thing here in B part, V is directly proportional to R cube. So that means volume is directly proportional to cube of the radius. Okay, radius cube. So where 4 pi upon 3 is the constant. Fine. So what about C now? 1C.
1C. Okay. Mm,
What is constant?
is it 3 upon 4? No.
Yeah, 3 upon 4
Yeah.
is the answer.
Okay.
And you can say T is directly proportional to n raised to 4. Okay. So now second question.
Okay.
Yeah, second is difficult. Now in the first part you learn that if x is double, y is double. If y is double, x is double. If y is 10%, x is 10%. But right now here there is power. So y is directly proportional to x cube. So I can say the A part is easy. If x is double, so if x is double means what? X becomes 2 cube, that is 8. Okay, so y is multiplied by 8. Fine,
Yeah.
got it. What is 2a answer? So same way, what is the answer for B now?
Uh, so would it be Y? Wait, so I'm still a little confused.
See, if in A part, if x is doubled, so I can write it as, so here look, y is equal to k x cube, right? So if x is doubled, so that means x is 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so but x cube is what? 2 cube, that is 8. Okay, so if y is doubled, so this become 2 cube. So y is multiplied by 8.
Oh,
So
okay.
y becomes 8 times grow. Okay, so if x is doubled, so y will be 8 times. So if x is 2 times, if I make x as 2 times, so y become 8 times because of that cube.
So in C, Y would increase by 80%?
No, because see here you will use that compound interest formula. So
Oh,
1 plus 20 upon 100. So that is means 1.2. So that means 1.2 cube.
Okay.
So if this is increased by 20%, so what is 1.2 cube?
1.8.
No, what is 1.2 cube? In decimal.
1.73.
Yeah, 1.782, 728. Okay. So that means if I minus 1, because that is 100%, I can say, so it's 0.728 into 100, so I'll get 72.8%. So if x is increased by 20%, y will increase by 72.8%. Fine.
Yeah.
So now what is the answer for B?
Okay. Um. So would it be divided?
Divided by 1000, because
Yeah.
10 cube is 1000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. And what is the multiply by 2.5? So if y is multiplied by 2.5, what is the effect on x?
It would be 15.625. Why would be multiplied?
No, here y and x are this na, y is kx cube.
Yeah.
So if y is 2.5 times, so y will go x, this will go
Oh,
there
oh,
and become
sorry. I didn't read it right. Okay, got it.
now
I
there.
thought it was asking about what would happen to Y. It would be multiplied by 0.79.
Yeah. So cube root of 2.5 basically.
Yeah, got it.
So this part is easy like the previous one, only the square part is here. Okay. But this part is difficult. Now you have energy, because this is difficult, the 6, 7, 8, the diagram one. If you have energy, I'll carry on.
Okay, so we can go.
Okay, we can do later or you want now?
We can do it now.
Okay, fine. You have the energy. Okay, fine. So, see, this is the sixth one. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do this basic one because I know you did this already. So, try to do this sixth one.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll go to this seventh one, because seventh one is in percentage form. This is easy. Okay. Sixth one. This is sixth one is like only the the question word problems, you can say, because these are not the word problem, these are the sums, basically the number problems, and these are the word problems. So now I'm directly going to the word problem. So try the sixth one.
Okay. So D is the centimeter value, right? Okay, no, no, no. D is the milliliter value, right?
Yeah, D is like height. So
So is it A as in the amount, A equals to KD?
V is equal to K D cube. It's like that because it's written a cube of its depth. The amount of medicine in the glass is directly proportional to the cube of its length. So amount of medicine in this glass, that means volume. So this volume V is directly proportional to the D cube. Okay, so basically you have to write it at V is directly proportional to D cube. So I can say V is equal to K D cube.
Okay. So D is D is
D is depth, so that is the centimeter high.
yeah.
So 6 is D, and capacity means V, volume is 40 ml.
Yes, sir, the answer.
Yeah, what is the answer for 6A and 6B?
6 is 346, 345.6 millimeters.
No, it's 11.96 is.
1 second.
First you have to find K.
Yeah, 1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so is it 11.95 and 5.55?
Yeah, right. That's the answer. Got it? Because first you have to find K and then you have to do this. And then try the seventh one. Seventh one is a percentage now. Okay?
Okay.
So volume is directly proportional to the length, cube of length. So V is equal to KL cube. So now L is increased by 5%. So what is the impact on volume?
One second. So is it 0.05?
No, what you have to do 1.05 cube. So what is 1.05 cube? Because 1 plus 5 upon 100 is nothing but 1.05.
Wait, so could you solve 7 for me? So,
Oh, V is equal to KL cube. Okay, V is equal to KL cube. So length is increased by 5%. So 1 plus 5 upon 100, okay, cube. So 1 plus 5 upon 100 is nothing but 1.05 cube. Got it?
okay,
So what is 1.05 cube?
1.05 cube. It's 1.16.
Yeah, 1.157. Okay, you got that only?
Yeah,
Ah,
but
so yeah, minus 1, so you will get 0.157 into 100, so you will get 15.7. So the 15.7% increase. So if length is increased by 5%, volume will increase by 15.7%.
so
Got
how
it?
do you find B?
How do I find
B.
B part now? This.
Yeah.
Now this is reverse. What percentage change in the side length is required to double the volume? So now volume is KL cube. So volume is doubled. Okay. So the double means what? The 2 will go there. So cube root of 2. So
Okay.
what is cube root of 2?
Cube root of 2. It's 1.26.
Yeah, 1.26. So minus 1 is 0.26 and multiply by 100 is so 26%. So if the length is increased by 26%, okay, then volume will be doubled. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this way you have to do it. So that's why these questions are tough questions. So that's it for the day, or you want one more question like this?
No, so I think I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, because these questions are tough. Okay, so even I did this question with Spanish and I did this as well. So you have to go through. Now, if you want to try, you can try this question as well because this is the same as that question, though.
Okay, so
Okay,
I'll
it's
stop
related to.
the review and I'll ask you if I have any questions.
Yeah, yeah. Try this. Only the direct proportion questions. You have to try that only.
Okay,
Okay.
only the direct proportion one.
Yeah, yeah. Fine.
Mhm.
Chalo, bye.
No, bye.